So, I did a side-by-side comparison. You won't be surprised that it is exactly the same story. Exactly the same puzzles, exactly the same arrangement. However, they've cheapened it. I paid the same price, $30-ish, and the experience is actually cheaper. And here's why. In the Coraline game, you got location postcards, and on the back of the postcard was a description of the things that you would find at a specific location to help you kind of put the game in some logical order. The modern or the newer version of the game has that 5-page document that I showed you earlier is word for word the text off the back of the postcards. For instance, this card is the Lancaster Museum. You know, the Lancaster Museum has come up time and time again in the scenarios. And let me see, we got, there we go, the Lancaster History Museum. I'll just read the first few words off the description here, and then I'll read the first few words off the card here. The Lancaster History Museum. The downtown museum was endowed by the Lancaster family for the residents of Forest City. Line 1 from the postcard. The Lancaster History Museum was endowed by the Lancaster family for the residents of Forest City. It is word for word the exact same thing. So that's one of the major differences. The experience is cheaper. I don't know what else to say about that. So, just as a proof of source or a source of proof, I'll go document by document, side by side. The things I hold up in this hand are going to be the Coraline experience. The things I hold up in this hand will be the Rachel experience as they sit right now. Now there were 2 additional sheets of paper, and I'll cover those at the end. I haven't read through them specifically to see what their importance is, but I'm sure they're going to have some importance. So first, let's talk about the tactile experience, the things that you get here. I'm kind of irritated that they got rid of the location cards. Actually, I'm really irritated that it's the same thing, but I'll wrap that further up in my end of the game brief, and then I'm going to spoil the shit out of this, and we'll go from there. All right, so each of the experiences contained a crucifix. So this is the one from Rachel, and then the Coraline crucifix came in a little burlap bag and had a lanyard to wear it around your neck. So both of those. They both had a bag of brimstone. Actually, this is the Coraline brimstone. Ooh, full. I could snort this like Chevy Chase in oh shoot, I can't remember the movie, but he dropped a big line of spirit dust around the bed and snorted it up. And then, so here we got barely a gram. I'm not getting high on this stuff, and my demons aren't either. So, they both had rosary beads. This one's open. We used it last year for our New Blood, New World game. This one also is from the Rachel experience. They both have an information card with how to get hints and solutions. This one refers to the Facebook group for the Mystery Experiences Company, and then this one, this is the solution to Coraline right here. So, and I have not opened this. As you can see, it is still sealed because I am going to play the experience, and I will review it. I'm going to spoil this game without using the solutions unless I have to, because it looks to me like they did not correct the discrepancies in last year's puzzle, so I may end up having to crack this thing because it just may best me. Same information, Coraline in the newspaper, the Forest City Tribune, just reformatted, different pictures, but same content. The 1923 copy is exactly the same. And then for Coraline, you got a nice little 4-page spread or 2-page open-face spread that gave you the overview of the game. So in the Coraline edition, there was a map that was supposed to be included to show where all of the locations are. That didn't come in the box. I had to go to their website to actually download and print a copy of that. And as I see, there's no mention of it in the package about the Forest City map. So that's the big things that come that fall out of the box on you as you get ready to do this. And I'm just going to do a quick reset real quick. Get rid of Marta Perez's description. So like I said, all of the descriptions of all the locations are contained in one easy to use document instead of shuffling through the cards, but in my opinion it detracts from the tactile experience of the game. So moving from there. So like I said, each of the experience or the locations had their own postcard. That's no longer part of the game. Moving on. St. Michael's Basilica. Both of them have the same letter from the Monsignor Mario Martinezzi. The only difference is they changed the font of the signature. Woohoo! Thanks for my $30. Moving on, and I have not done a line-by-line comparison. I know that last year this puzzle, and if you want to take a crack at it, this puzzle is a typewritten letter with a whole bunch of codes on it. I know that last year that this was the showstopper for a lot of people, and it was a real chief complaint among the players. I would think that this KJV right here has some significance, but like I said, we'll play through the game and find out. Moving on, so that's the next location. And so what I did was I broke the experience down by the specific locations that were given either on the cards or in the document. So in this case, last year I took the Bedlam Asylum postcard and attached it to the items that were found in it so I could reference it later on. And I'd done that for each of the locations. Unfortunately for this year I can't do that because postcards don't exist. And so, Bedlam Asylum Children's Ward, again, this is a much nicer bond paper. This is probably a 40 bond paper. This is probably a 20 bond paper. Again, cheapening my experience. So to prevent me from from ruining the experience, because I might want to resell this, what I did last year was I photocopied all this and I did my puzzle solving on photocopies of it. That way I preserved the original pieces that I had. So I have worked on some of this puzzle from last year, but I didn't finish the whole thing because I got caught up in work and a whole bunch of other crap. So Bedlam Asylum, same thing. And you're going to notice a trend here because I'm going to hold up the individual sheets of paper and their postcard. And again, I haven't gone line by line through this stuff to see if there's any small differences or changes, but I suspect there isn't. Because you make the comparison. You tell me, is there any difference between these two documents? I don't think so. So, moving on. Bedlam Asylum, like I said, you're going to see the same material, Bedlam Asylum letter, same information. Same two postcard or same two envelopes that have exactly the same postcards in them. Actually, I think in the other one I put an additional one because I didn't know what to do with Rachel's picture. That is, and maybe that's the one thing that's different. But they all have the same pictures. Oh. So side by side, boom. Actually, there's one difference. So this is the modern version. This is the modern version picture that comes in the package, and then this is Coraline's picture. So, you be the judge what the significance of that is. And pardon me while I get stuff out of the way. Alright, so here's one of the things that kind of, again, it didn't tick me off, but it just kind of, it speaks to the quality of the game and the production of the game. So last year, with the Coraline game, you got a cipher, the paper puzzle cipher, which was mounted on this really nice thick cardstock. You also got this little brad piece here to assemble things. So again, I made a photocopy of it, cut it out, and I used their brad to put it together. So this year, what you get is a really fancy piece of probably Staples copy paper. Same exact content, same exact material, but there's no way for me to put this together. They shafted me on the little doodad to put it not so nicely. Postcards, all the same postcards. Again, I'm not going to belabor the point. Everything is the damn same from game to game, including the pictures. So if this is the way that the Mystery Experience Company is going to do business, I will most certainly say something about it, because they're ripping people off. And I'm not going to go through the rest of it. Actually, I'm going to go through the two significant differences between the games as I saw them, because everything else is exactly the same. I've already demonstrated that. Here's one sheet that's different. It's a memo from the desk of Marta Perez, the investigator that's looking into the death of Coraline. But even then, a lot of the stuff pertains to, the death of Rachel, and a lot of the clues and material pertain to the Coraline doll. So I'm thinking that you're going to draw the same conclusion, because it's the same puzzles, it's the same information. And then there's this letter, again, photocopy of a document from December 15th, 1992. I have not, 1922. I have not read through this entire thing yet, but I don't know what significance it plays. So here's my thoughts. You got my money, Mystery Experiences Company, and I will not be renewing my subscription with you. I played this game last year. Just like an escape room, you can only play the experience once and truly enjoy it. Even though I haven't played the game yet, I'm pretty pissed off, because I've just paid $60 for the same exact game. And if you're thinking of joining up or subscribing to the Mystery Experiences Company, I would reconsider it. They have obviously not improved the quality of the game, because this is from May of 2016, and this was technically the April experience that I received during the first week of May. Actually, here's a better demonstration of the lack of improvement in quality. They shipped it late, and when I asked up on the Facebook group, you got my money, where's my box? They took the post down immediately. It was deleted. So here's my gripe about the Mystery Experiences Company. Not to get into a big First Amendment speech, because First Amendment doesn't apply here. They're a company trying to protect their image and their brand. I completely understand it, but it's also painting a a not so accurate picture of the experience. So this video will be an unvarnished, unglossy review of their product, and let you make the decision. I hold no ill will against the Mystery Experiences Company. I don't have a dog in the hunt as far as benefiting from this, but as far as being an escape room owner, I draw on things like this for inspiration and for ideas on how to build a good or pretty good game. I'm not going to say these are great games, because they're not. There could be a lot more development, and if they're going to reuse two characters between two different boxes, hopefully they would have put more information between the two games. I do have some serious complaints about the Mystery Experiences Company. Their lack of attention to detail is staggering. For instance, in one of the previous games, there's a biography of a particular gentleman that was listed as an Army cavalry scout. He got out as a sergeant first class, but they talked about, and I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but I'm a retired Marine. I'm a retired Marine infantryman, and everything that they described about this gentleman was, they said he was a Marine, but all of the supporting information was that he was an Army cavalry scout that got out as a sergeant first class. I got out as an E7. Sergeant first class in the Army is an E7. Gunnery sergeant in the Marine Corps is an E7. I understand the mix-up, but when I raised it as a critique, and you can find this in my critique on the Facebook group, it was deleted almost immediately, again, because I was calling into question the quality of their product. As I understand, this company is now either partnered up or is relocating in Florida. I'm hoping that their quality improves. I've got 2 more months of this, and believe me, if the experience is the same as the other experience, I will be bullshit, and pardon my French for that. I will be irate, and I will not have any qualm about dragging their name through the mud because this is a ripoff. For $90, in 3 months, I expect a new experience. I think maybe their subscription model is that they don't expect people to maintain the subscription for more than a year. If that's the case, let me know and I will terminate my subscription. But don't take my money. And then when I raise the question about your integrity, because this is a distinct and complete lack of integrity. Rebranding an experience as an all-new game, that smacks of fraud, and it smacks of disillusionment, and it smacks of just taking advantage of people that don't know better. So I believe your name is Christopher Forrest. Get your shit together. I'm sure you're making some money on this, but don't take advantage of us. And with that, you have any comments, please leave a comment below, or you can PM me on the Facebook groups. You can hit me up and I will be happy to discuss this with you. So with that, folks, I am out.